Well, hello everyone. Welcome back to the Slow Flowers Show. I'm Debra Prinzing, and I'm so thrilled today to welcome Chloé Roy, Floramama from Quebec, and we're here to talk about her new book and all kinds of other things. Hello, Chloe.
Hi, Debra. Thanks for having me. It's really a pleasure to be here.
It's really nice to finally meet face to face. Of course, you're a former Slow Flowers member. I've followed you. I don't know if our paths have ever crossed, so I guess
I
this
don't
is
think
the
so.
next best thing to internet. So we're going to talk about Floramama, and you can see, oop, it's reversed, but I'll post a good photo on the screen. You can see I've marked some pages, and Chloe and I are going to dive into her brand new book and share with you how you can get a copy because it's available across North America in English. And but first, I want to just talk a little bit about Floramama. And can you tell us the story of Floramama? You're in a town called Fredericksburg, which is about an hour south of Montreal, and you shared with me that that's part of your market. So, what is your origin story, Chloe?
Not in agriculture and not in flowers. I have never bought flowers before starting a farm. I never did bouquet with my grandmother or anything like that. What really brought me to agriculture was the love of farming, like the brain juice that it takes to put together systems, be efficient, get a lot of knowledge about nature and cycles. That's really what drove me to agriculture. But I didn't want to make vegetables like anyone else. I really like to be different in life. So I was searching for another product, to be possible to grow with the techniques of biointensive agriculture. But I didn't want a product that anybody that nobody knows. Also, that I need to market and explain again and again.
Yeah.
And then I came across Floret's articles in Growing for Markets
Uh huh.
more than 10 years ago, 15 years ago, I think. And it just blew my mind. I was like, why is nobody doing this here in Quebec? We don't have the same climate, but she's got frost,
Yeah.
so from there we can grow almost
Yeah.
the same thing. Yeah.
It's so interesting because I did look at kind of the press kit for Floramama, and it really highlights that you cover ecological cultivation, which is master site selection, soil amendments, pest management, but also biointensive methods, which is a philosophy of agriculture. You're growing, like you said, to be a farmer. It's not just to create pretty flowers. You're trying to tend to the land and develop this healthy soil base and a farm that will regenerate itself.
Yeah, and is profitable also. So that
Yes.
the biointensive method allows us to be really careful with nature, but also to produce a large amount of product and to be efficient and to be also resilient in everything that we do. So I came across that at Les Jardins de la Grelinette with Jean-Martin Fortier and his wife Maudelaine Desroches. They're 10 minutes away from me, and they've been doing this since a long time. And so we met, we liked each other. I was after I have three kids, three
Mhm.
grown kids now. And
They were
after
they were younger when you got started.
yeah, and
Uh-huh.
they had also two children. So we kind of met and vibed together. And I was in a moment in my life where I was taking care of my kids at home, but I wanted, to get to a new chapter of my life and get my things together and make something. And
I love it.
so I asked them if I could work at their farm because I never came across that way of doing agriculture. I didn't know it existed even. We only see like big tractors and big land. And when I came across this, I was like really impressed by the methods and the small plot that they were using and the amount of produce they were getting from it, but especially the community they were building around the farm and the people that came from all over the world to learn that technique, but also that were changed by the energy of that place and those people. And that really, really triggered something in me. You know, it really started like a little fire. And I was like, I want to be part of that. I want to grow something like that and inspire people and get to know nature better. And so it was really from there that the biointensive method really stick to what I wanted to do.
And just so I can restate this, because you have such a beautiful accent, but I want to make sure people understand it. Is Jean-Martin Fortier is the farmer that you pretty much apprenticed with, right?
Actually, he was writing his first book at the time, so I learned everything with his wife, Modelaine. That is my best friend. We're like sisters, and she's pretty much behind everything Jean-Martin does.
Of course.
So girl power, let's go, Momo. Yeah, and she's really something. She's a brilliant brain and a woman that connects to nature like nobody else I know, and she really is something. And I'm really grateful to have learned from her.
They were not growing flowers, though, correct?
Nope.
Okay, but they must be fascinated with how you've taken these concepts and brought them to your approach to flower farming.
Yeah, I hope they're proud.
Absolutely.
That's my goal, to make them proud, I think. And they when I came across Erin's articles, I showed it to them, and I was like, what do you think about that idea of making this in Quebec here? And they really, like, in their eyes, it was with no doubt something that would be a good idea to make. Yeah, so that was like the confirmation for me.
Well, it's great to have mentors like that.
Yeah.
And now you're a mentor to so many others. When did you actually, after this internship, apprenticeship, study period, when did you start Floramama, and how did it look when you first started?
So I worked 2 years at La Grelinette with Modelaine, and then I started my farm right away, where I am now. And it's on a rented land. And I had a bit of trouble getting to the place I wanted on the land I am. So I built two greenhouses on a special place. And turns out it was a big fail, but it was heavy clay. I would build a greenhouse, and if I dropped a tool, I would never see it again. It was like
sucked into the ground. Oh no.
So I was really desesperated. The spring was starting. I was having my first seedlings in the greenhouse and trying to make some beds outside with no tools or almost nothing. I really started with nothing, like $10,000, and that's it. And I was really discouraged, and I talked to the landlord. I was like, can you help me with something? Like, it's not working. And he finally said yes for me to move to a nicer spot. So I unbuilt, I don't know if it's the word, but unbuilt 2 greenhouses, rebuilt them on the new plot, and everything while starting a season.
Wow.
It was a pretty big first year.
And what year was that?
So I made a mistake in my book. It's not 2014. It's 2013.
But that's just a testament to how, brain dead you were, because you were a mom, you were running this brand new business, and hey, I give you grace for that. But
it's also
still, that's a long time ago.
Yeah, it's been a while. Yeah.
And you're still on that land now?
Yeah, I'm still at the same place. We've built some other greenhouses and open new fields. So the enterprise kind of did this, and during the COVID, it was like our biggest years. And then we decided to go back again because it was just a lot, and
Yeah.
we kind of saw what it was. And I had a herniated disc at that time, so I was like, okay, I cannot put the future of the farm, the weight of the future of the farm on my body. So
No.
we kind of try to find new ways to bring revenues on the farm.
Well, that hint at revenue, I think, is the other thing that's distinct about your book because the subtitle is, well, Floramama, which is your business name, from garden to bouquet, growing flowers for market.
Yeah.
And very few, there's so many beautiful flower growing books around, but this is a little bit more of a template or a guide to
Mm,
help people who want to monetize their flower passion.
yeah,
Maybe I'll put the book up on the screen and we can talk a little bit about it,
sure.
and flip through some of the pages. Love the cover. So Floramama, the name you have to talk about before we go any further, okay?
I wish it was a great story, but it's a bit not so great. There's nothing like exuberant about it, but I was searching about a name for the business, and I was following a girl in Vermont, in Maine, that was doing a blog at the time, and she had like kids, and her name was Amanda Soul, and her blog was called Soul Mama, and
Oh,
I find it so beautiful and so like soulful in that way. And we were chatting with my mom about names and things, and she just said like, just do Flora Mama. And I was like, oh, that's not a bad idea because I am a mom, and
right.
I want people to know what's the enterprise about. I don't want a name that doesn't refer to the produce. So yeah, and the way Mama sound, I think it puts a little funkiness to it, and funkiness really drives me in life.
You know what? That's so cute because it signals to someone that it's a female-owned business. And yeah, then the mama kind of makes people think of, I don't know, the pop mama and the papas, the 60s, kind
And
of
it's not serious. I mean,
spirit.
it's Mama.
Yeah. Yeah. Do your children call you mama?
No, they don't.
Well, that I will call you mama.
All right.
Yeah. So let's just flip through the book a little bit. For some reason, I can't show 2 pages at once, but that's fine because that allows you all to see Chloe and me. And first of all, the table of contents. I will share the table of contents um, on our show notes for this episode for at slovarspodcast.com. But I'm just going to, there's over 300 pages, so we're not going to look at all of them, folks, but let's dive into the beautiful photography first. This is, can you talk about, did you have one photographer who you worked with, and how did that come together?
Yeah, so it's one photographer, and it used to be my boyfriend. So we did the project together, and it was as beautiful as a nightmare.
Collaborations are, right?
And we're not together anymore.
All right. Well,
But
at least
he's a good friend, and he's a marvelous photographer. He's got really poetic eye, and I really like the sensibility of his image.
well, your personality comes through, and that I think is, these aren't corporate photos. These are soulful is a good word. These are really about your relationship with this business and this farm. And anyway, there's a lot of photos. What I
Yeah.
appreciated the most, and just for those who are thinking about buying this copy, there's a lot of photography that supports the text. And sometimes these how-to books where you're telling someone how to, I don't know, amend soil or prepare irrigation or test, do pest control. There's nothing to illustrate it. And I feel like you really showed the technical as well as the dreamy. Like, this is dreamy, right?
It is. But we really wanted to for it to be a book accessible to home gardeners, so they will maybe start more with the images that are beautiful and get into the technical thing. But also, it was primarily for people that want to start a flower farm, like a business. So it was like, how can we manage to give really technical details about the farm, but accessible, not you can digest the information easily. And the
Well,
images, I think they give a little break between all the information.
yeah, I agree. And I want to just comment that we are seeing this across the horticulture, that floriculture and horticulture are coming together, and gardeners do want to know
Mhm.
what the pros are doing. They don't necessarily want to become flower farmers, but they want to grow all the cool varieties, and they want to have long stems
Yeah.
and, not have powdery mildew, and like all the things that are your secrets, really, that
Yeah.
you've tried and true techniques. Home gardeners do want that information, so I think it's entirely appropriate. These pages are sort of paging slowly, so I'm going to jump ahead to a couple sections. While I do that, because it's going to take me a minute to get up to the section I want to talk to you about, can you just tell us, this book originally was published in the French language for the Canadian French language speaker? Is that, or did it get distributed in other French speaking countries?
It's not officially distributed in France, but there's a library that holds only French Canadian books, and it's available over there.
Oh, cool. Yeah.
This French library in Paris.
Well, I remember when it came out in French, and I tried to reach out to you, and I thought, why am I asking her to talk about this book in French? I won't understand it at all. So I'm so happy that it has been a couple years, right?
Yeah, it's been 2-3 years. It's been out in French. Yeah, but
Well,
it's been 1.5 years that we're working on it in the English version. But I was really happy about it also.
and you worked with a translator then?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's great. This section called Sell Blooms, you write, to succeed as a professional flower farmer, remember that a farm, even a small operation, is first and foremost a business. Sales and distribution are just as important as production and require a solid marketing strategy. Our approach centers around having multiple direct sales channels. And this is what I thought was great about this section. So maybe you can walk us through it. I'll click through the pages. Oh, that's what I just read. Got ahead of myself. But you explain to people all the channels that you use to sell your flowers, and maybe, how they might consider experimenting with that outlet as well, because you really do have to have, I would think, multiple outlets to be a diversified cut flower farmer, right?
It's always better to not put the eggs in the same basket.
Mhm.
That means more resilience. If one of the sales channel goes not so well, you can kind of go the other way.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's such a good point. So you start with CSA subscriptions. Is that how you started, Chloe? Did you pretty much sell to
Yeah.
your friends and neighbors?
Yeah, actually, I really took the model of La Grelinette, so the vegetable farm I worked in, and I took everything, the same thing, and I just put flowers in it. So they were doing a CSA subscription, so I did all that. So I really took a model that was working and applied flowers into it.
That
So
is so brilliant.
the recipe was all there.
Wow, that makes so much sense. I had never thought about it, but food farmers have been around a lot longer than flower farmers. They've tried all these channels, and there's a lot of commonality. So I
The
love that.
real secret is look at what vegetable farmers are doing, how they're doing it, how they grow, how they're efficient, how they learn, how they use which tools. They have a lot more resources than we do, and they've been around since forever. And there's more resource like in literature and in the social medias and everything. So this
Yeah.
is my primary source of information: vegetable growers.
Love it. So
Yeah.
this is the market. This is a beautiful image of a market bouquet with your branding on it. And it's wrapped in paper. Is this what or excuse me, I said market bouquet. I meant CSA. This is what a subscription bouquet would look like.
Yeah. Yeah, so we did subscriptions since year 2, I think. The first year, well, actually, in the beginning, I was alone, and at year 3 or 4, my friend came from France, and we decided to partner in the business. And she's really into the managing side of the business, and I was more in the production.
So
Uh,
do you still have a business partner then?
yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
great.
Since then, we're doing that right. Yeah.
That's wonderful. Okay, so those are some juicy images, and people will recognize. I love that, by the way, that putting the gomphrena with the zinnia.
Yeah.
That's
So
so
simple but so efficient.
love it.
Yeah.
Okay, grocery stores and florists and designers are two of your other channels.
Yeah. So since the first year, I was only doing farmers market and the grocery store and some floral designer. I didn't want it to commit to CSA bouquet because then I owed people flowers and I didn't know what I could grow the first year. So I just tried everything I could. I grew like the most flower I could grow and took notes. And then starting year 2, I knew what I could do, when, how many, and everything. And what can I manage alone? So I started the CSA year 2,
Got
and
it.
it grew from there. We got more and more floral designers and florists. The farmers market, I've been doing it since day one. And then we started to do events also. We were contacted by people that were getting married and doing some events. So we kind of went a bit everywhere we could with flowers and just grew bigger and bigger. We were doing at the time 600 subscribers per year, the equivalent of 12 Whole Foods and dozen florists, some events. It was something. It was a bit big.
It's mind blowing. 600 subscribers is
Yeah,
insane. Were they in the greater Montreal market? Is that why you were able to kind of
most of
capture
them.
that?
Yeah, most of them. But we had a few. We had around 20 drop off points, and I could say like maybe 4 in the region, and then another 15 in Montreal.
So you really had to become a transportation company as
Yeah,
well.
yeah, really.
Um, do you do you think that has changed now? I mean, it sounds like in a way you were the first person to put local flowers on the map in Quebec or in Montreal specifically. Have other small scale flower farmers emerged? Is there, because it's probably was overwhelming because you had to say no to people at
Yeah,
first
yeah.
because you couldn't satisfy all that demand.
No, we couldn't. And rapidly, some people. It was so cute because it was women that were getting into flower farming, and they were contacting me saying, "Hey, I want to start a farm. I just want to say hello." And I was like, "Wow, that's so nice. I mean, do you? It's okay." But I was really happy to know that people were inspired by that, and they wanted to do it also, and in a good way, producing really some quality produce, taking it seriously, like building real farms, not.
Mm. Hobby
Uh,
farms.
Sometimes I'm having a bit of trouble with hobby farms that presents not so top quality products, and
Yeah.
it kind of drags the market down, and I think it's a bit sad, but that's why I wrote a book.
Yeah,
It's for people
exactly.
to have like pro tips.
Read the book. No, I do think you're right because it's maybe people have good intentions,
Sure.
but
Yeah.
but it is a hobby or it's not their primary source of revenue or income for their family. So the pricing also probably wasn't reflective of what it should be, and that hurts everyone.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I appreciate your sentiment about being positive about all these other emerging flower farmers. That is the spirit of Slow Flowers, and we I think we all believe, if we think about it, that more local flowers is good for everyone, and they're not competition. And you have your brand, and you have your reputation of what you're known for, and people can find their own channels or their own niche as well.
Yeah, and that's what people want. They want to resonate with someone, with their personality, with their creativity. So it's not about copying someone else. It's about taking the tools that person can have or can share, and then you take it your way and you just kind of twist everything for it to represent you.
Yeah, yeah. You have, I wanted to just touch on weddings. Are you still selling to wedding designers or doing your own wedding design?
So we don't do wedding design anymore. We sometimes sell bulk flowers when we have like we choose the demands. We
Sure,
can,
sure.
yeah, yeah, but we don't do like whole weddings, not anymore.
No, that's what was affecting your health and your body probably. And so let someone else do that
Mental health
physical
for wedding.
physical labor. Yeah. Well, you have all these beautiful flowers behind you. It looks like you have dahlias primarily. Are there lysianthus in those buckets too?
Yeah,
Or is it
yeah.
okay? You're in the peak of the season and you're pausing to talk to me. So I really appreciate that.
Yes, of
Will those flowers go to florists or direct retail to customers?
So I plan my production in order to do the farmers market in Montreal
Mm,
once a week, and two small grocery stores here in the region. And if I have excess, I will propose it to florists or someone else. But I don't plan on. It's really small right now.
okay.
Yeah,
So if back in the day you would have maybe a availability
yeah,
list you would send to
every week.
florists. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
You talk about that.
yeah.
Well, I think, growing large for the sake of growth is not sustainable. And I am sensing that you're trying to make the farm sustainable for your lifestyle as well. And it's at a point where you're happier now with what you're producing and where you have customers to buy those flowers, and that's maybe less pressure. I don't know.
Yeah, well, I was happy to be able to grow that big and to see that it was possible and to really manage to implement like systems that are really efficient. That really for me is like there's a I fall into the zone and I'm like, oh, that's really working, and I see like the ballet of all the employees on the farm, and I find it really beautiful. But then, yeah, the health issues were a bit putting pressure on me. And Rafael, my associate, she was pregnant with her first boy, so we kind of had to, step back a bit, and we wanted to share. Like people would ask if I could like do private consultation, and I was like, it won't like benefit a large amount of people. So the book just came like uh, the best solution for the next thing for Floramama.
Well, I agree that it is one to many, and you're teaching it once in the book, and then it can, enhance so many people. That is a natural segue for us to jump up to another section that really I thought was very impressive, and I wanted to share and have you talk about a little bit, which is the subscription. There's a pretty opening photo there of a subscription bouquet, but you actually give people your recipes. I know it's probably hard to see on the screen, folks, but there maybe Chloe, walk us through it. Is it two options per week? I can't. I just glanced at it quickly before I put it up.
So we had like 600 subscribers, and there would be two groups, Group A and Group B. And when they subscribe for the whole season, it's one bouquet every second week.
Okay.
So week one was Group A, week two Group B, week three Group A again and B, and so on. So it was kind of the same recipe, more or less, for 2 weeks, and then we would like change a little
Change
bit.
it. I
Yeah.
see.
But this is what I wanted to do with the book. I wanted to give everything I had. I didn't want to keep some things for myself. And those pages, I was like, oh, that's good. That's really good for someone that's like starting and it's like planification can be so like difficult and complicated, and I just wanted to give people like a way of getting into it easier. You start from somewhere, just not from nothing.
It's brilliant. And also, I think that there's the labor costs
Mm-hmm.
of making a mixed bouquet is what sinks people. And you see people wanting to put 15 different stem varieties in a bouquet. And here you have tulips and pussy willows. That's how you start your season. And I
Yeah,
bet it's gorgeous.
it
And
is.
it doesn't need to be 15 different things.
No.
And I think that's what you're showing is that if you're making a bouquet with two elements, the labor will be lower too, right?
Yeah, right. And I would be choosing variety that had like a lot of leaves onto them
Mm,
already, so I could reduce the amount of foliage I need to grow. And also, all the subscription bouquet is one price. It's $40 for everyone, and it's one recipe. So week one, we're doing 300 bouquet of the same recipe, and then that's for subscriptions. And then for the market, farmers market, it's a $20 bouquet. So we would do the recipe of $20. So every week we would have 2, 3, 4 different bouquet recipe, and that's it.
yeah.
Not like a different bouquet for everyone.
And the $20 market bouquets include some of the ingredients from the CSA, but they're just smaller. Is that how you differentiate?
Right. Yeah. Like
So
the variety that we would have available for every week would be for all the bouquet, but just different prices, so different amount of stems or combinations of stems.
is the goal, since people are still coming to see you at the Montreal Farmers Market, some of those people have been buying from you for a decade probably and are your loyal customers. Is that a different uh, population than the CSA subscribers, or is there some overlap?
So the farmers market used to be a drop off point for the subscriptions
Oh,
also.
okay.
So now the like people that were subscribers, they try to come and they just choose from whatever it is there. Yeah.
Oh, that's wonderful. Well, I said what bouquet one was. You go all the way through to week 39 of the year, and it's dahlia, eucalyptus, scented geranium, and grasses. So that's kind of where you're at now, right?
Now I'm like Lysianthus. It's bouquet week number 39 would be like in September.
Got it. Okay. So
Yeah.
we're coming up to it.
Yeah.
That's wonderful. This, folks, this two-page spread, page 300 and 301, this is worth the price of buying this beautiful book. I will just say, and I'm glad you like it and that you felt it seems like you're kind of delighted to share your secrets with people. And
I am. I really am. Yeah.
okay, in addition to the recipes, this section, Spotlight on 20 Varieties, is really the heart of the book. And Chloé, talk a little bit about the fact that you sometimes advocate for people to grow like less is more, like you're growing just 20 primary varieties and that's enough to get you through the season. Is that kind of the message here?
Yeah. So I realized because I used to grow like 150 different varieties, and I just realized that some of them I don't like them. I don't like to grow them or harvest them or put them into bouquet. Or they don't last long enough, or they're just not worth it for the buck. And then I try to really stick with the varieties that I really like to grow and that I really like to sell. Like I'm happy to sell them, and that shows, and it like communicates something to the client. And so also I stick to varieties that have like leaves, a lot of foliage on them already, and that last long, and that I can do in a large quantity, and that is worth the time for what I can get like a price per stem.
Right. So they are more profitable than for you.
Yeah, they are, and they're like all-time favorites among my clients, like dahlias, ranunculus, anemones, peonies, lisianthus. Those are kind of the backbone of the farm.
So there's annuals and there are perennials and some bulb crops.
Yeah.
I love it. Oh, this is really helpful. And what a nice guide also for a beginner, just to learn this lesson early, that you can't or don't need to be all things to all people. You can create a very beautiful palette with just 20 primary flowers. And I love your tip about the foliage. I like that idea too, because you do grow some foliage, but it's like the eucalyptus is your primary foliage that you grow, right?
Only eucalyptus now. Yeah.
Wow. Well, this is really fun and a good lesson to know who you are and kind of know your mission before racing around planting one of everything, which of course plant lovers want to do, right?
Yeah. Sure.
It's tempting, but I also think that you lose a lot of money growing something that's you feel like you should grow but isn't profitable.
Yeah, and it's difficult to make the same recipe of bouquet like in many times per week without a good amount of the same flowers that you have. Like if you have like a little bit of this and that, you have to do different recipes of bouquet. You cannot just do one and you have like enough stems to make just one recipe. That helps also.
That's a really good point. If you grow this core list of 20 crops, that then directly supports your philosophy about production and these recipes. So I see them integrated. Okay, I'm sold. Not that I'm going to start a flower farm, but I'm going to be looking at how other people approach it because I think you have such a unique perspective. Your book is based on over a decade, maybe 12 years of this hands-on, exploration and trialing and evaluation. And like you said, you took lots of notes early on. And this is not just vibes. This is actual on the ground research that you've been doing this whole time building your farm. And you so generously shared it with the floral community. And it's in English now. Thank you. Yeah. Before we wrap up, is there anything else that you want to mention that we can share with folks? I'm going to share your website and your social media, links to how people can order the book. Are you teaching workshops? What do you have on the calendar for this year and next year?
We have an online course that's been running since a couple of years. There's 2 enrollment time in the springtime and the fall. So it's really a good addition to the book. Like you start with the book, and then if you want to see how I do it, like in real time, you see the movements, you see where the garbage is, like everything, every details you can see in that beautifully shot online course. It's also the team of Jean Martin at the Market Gardener. So it's really beautiful, and I just try to put everything that was not possible to put in the book in the course.
There are so many fabulous takeaways here, and I have to sit with it and know we're going to share some video highlights before the episode comes out. But I just thank you so much for your time and your expertise. And I love that you started the book talking about the slow flowers movement and my work. It's nice to be acknowledged and credited with that. And I am so grateful because next week is Canadian Flowers Week, and I'll share more information about that. I thought it would be so appropriate to have this interview with you right before Canadian Flowers Week, which is August 17th through 23rd, and it's a countrywide, nationwide promotion that Slow Flowers helped birth with Natasha at Toronto Flower Week or Toronto Flower Market. And so we're going to be cheering along from this side of the border, and we're so happy to be part of the community with you, Chloé. Wish you a lot of luck with the book.
Thank you very much. I'm really grateful for you to having me today.
Okay,
Yay.
great.